What's going on, everybody? The world's a better place because you're here to join us. My name is Matt Brown. I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. It is Tuesday, January 27th, more like January 47th, 2026. And it is great to be here. I hope you're all warm. It was a crazy, stressful weekend in this country, but let's try to find the silver linings to talk all about it across sports, news, entertainment, and culture. So, with that, just want to remind you to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcast platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding the show across all social media platforms. We're on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X at Proc Convo Pod, TikTok at Proc Convo Pod, Facebook at Productive Conversations, and check us out all over the internet, as mentioned, on all podcasting platforms and YouTube. All right. As we are heading into the final full week of January, as we just completed our coverage of the AFC and NFC championship games. Those are now available on all podcasts and platforms and YouTube as well. And then we just have this week, we have a UFC 325 preview going to take place in the middle part of the week. That'll be released on Wednesday. Jose and Dolo back for that one. And then back on Friday as we talk about what's about to be trending in the week ahead. Back on Friday for another tweet cap. And as we are heading towards the Super Bowl, completing our football coverage, just check out this for the next 2 weeks, every single day, to celebrate the 60th Super Bowl. We're creating our productive conversation highlights for the big Super Bowl games. That begins today, this Tuesday. Sneak preview last week, we did Super Bowl 42. Giants upsetting the Patriots and winning their third Super Bowl, stopping them from a perfect season. And we're going to continue on for the recent games. First one, Super Bowl 36. Who remembers that one? Anybody?
Who was in that one? I'm sure I do, but I just don't remember the numbers.
2002 for the 2001 season. Anyone?
Oh, I don't remember that one. I don't think.
No,
I won't lie to you.
That is
the Patriots in it.
Well, yeah, I know the Patriots are in
St. Louis Rams. Tom Brady's first Super Bowl after 9/11. Tom Brady begins his dynasty there. That's the first one. And then we'll go through all of them. And then we will do the rematch on the Friday before the big one. Patriots, Seahawks, literally a generation. Actually, probably the best played Super Bowl game. No Marshawn Lynch doesn't run in interception and Malcolm Butler and all of that. So that'll be available with the other fun coverage. And yeah, let's stay warm. So here we are, another tweet cap. Let's talk about what happened this weekend with three of my favorite people in the world, in Ryan, Allison, and Jose. It's good to hear and see everybody.
Good to be on the show. Good to see
everybody. Good to see y'all.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, so let's get to it. Obviously, lots to do, lots to talk about. So first, before we get into the big story over the weekend, the snowstorm hit across the United States of America. Where I am in the Northeast, I've seen people go between 8 inches to 14 inches. Me personally, yeah, it wasn't as bad. It was, we had like powdery snow. So
powder snow.
So that was the best case scenario. The roads weren't as bad. It's just painfully cold outside. I don't think it's going to be below freezing for literally until mid-February, they're projected. So this will go down as literally the worst winter I can remember. We definitely had winters where there was like so much snow, but I think, I don't know, there's something about this one. And it's still January. Usually at this time of the year, it's March. So
this was so mild, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Well, for Wisconsin,
we'd love to hear the expert who knows. You see 14 inches, and that's just cold. They could drink that water. Or that joke was better in my head. But anyway, Allison, that was nothing coming from the Midwest.
No, I actually was outside in shorts. I know that sounds crazy. I do have a video of me prancing through the snow in my boots and my shorts, letting my dog out. Yeah, the worst winter I can remember was in college when the polar vortex hit Wisconsin, and it was negative. I think it was in the negative 30s, if I remember correctly.
Oof.
And nobody's cars would start. Heat, what you put in like your gas tank to kind of get it moving again when it's cold. That was all sold out. Jumper cables were all sold out. It looked like the apocalypse was gonna hit. Like grocery stores were empty. Yeah, it was pretty bad. So this was pretty chill. I think we only got 11 inches in the city, which fine, cool. But I don't have to shovel now that I live here, so that's a pro, I guess.
One thing I was able to do was put a tarp over my car. That did help a little. It speed the process. But yeah, it wasn't as bad because, like I said, it was more powdery snow. The snow was more like powder, so
Yeah.
we'll take that. Allegedly, I'm hearing there might even be, at least in the Northeast, another snowstorm coming.
We're
Now,
getting some Saturday.
I saw
down here.
24 hours ago as much as 5 to 9 inches. At this moment here, late Saturday or late Monday, it's 2 to 5. I only hope it goes smaller and smaller and smaller because I got plans. The first Sunday without football, and I don't want to be in my house. So I have plans that I hope can be fulfilled.
Yeah, down here we are. The problem isn't actually the daytime. When the sun, you get to you can even be almost like 32 on the dot, which is still cold, but that's not crazy. But
Right.
at night, we have I'm just looking at the next month. We're not going to be above like 12 degrees down in Virginia from sundown to like whatever sun up, which is really cold, and it keeps refreezing. Like the snow, because it gets sunny here, melts and then it freezes at night, and then you have to chip away at the ice again to get out of your house.
Yeah.
It's real bad down here. I won't lie to you. What you were describing, the polar vortex, that is how everybody here in Virginia treated this storm. That nothing was in the stores, like everything got bought up.
Yeah, the city, there were so many lines. Like,
We were trying to get a space heater, and that was impossible. There was no way to get one. There was none available, even if we could get out. Yeah, it was really everything was sold out. Everything's still sold out. Not the McDonald's across the street from me though. That's open. They've maintained. They've had like kind of a decent number of people get stuck there because there was like a ton of people trying to get in, and then their cars were getting stuck trying to drive through the drive-through. We've watched like 3 or 4 people dig their cars out of the McDonald's drive-through this weekend. So
priorities.
I mean, they're open and they're warm. I mean, I don't know why you would do the drive-through, but like for me, I went and got my coffee there this morning because it was warmer there than in my house.
I mentioned this. I have this old space heater from my grandma's, a straight up radiator. I put it on because I will be doing the show here for a few weeks. Usually doing this porch where I live, but it's dangerous to be out there.
So cold, yeah.
And this radiator did work, but it used so much energy that it caused a power surge. So I had to go downstairs, rewire everything. And I wish there was a way because it literally could make the room warm. It's whatever pre-environmental laws.
Yeah, when there were no rules.
Who cares? But it works great for what it is. Hopefully, it didn't shave some years off me. But it exploded or it caused the power surge. So
Yeah.
I have this mini one that has worked really well. It just hurts. So gotta
Our
appreciate.
water is out now. I don't know if it's just the aftermath of the storm, but our water, like today, has been out, so that kind of sucks.
We
So
We
I
have
don't know if it's
water.
like the freezing of the pipes or what's going on.
Oh
but
no, did they not treat the pipes?
I don't know. I just had the landlord come by today while I was working and was like, "Oh, we're not gonna have running water for like a bit." And I'm like, "How long's a bit?" And he said, "I honestly don't know." And I go, "Well, that's not helpful."
Yeah, a bit. All right.
We have to get the Dasanis that are left.
Yeah. Good luck. They probably
That's
haven't gotten
crazy.
back yet.
How is Dasani not rebranded itself? This is literally a perfect opportunity to do it. They
Rebranded
somehow
into
made
what?
water taste bad. Coca-Cola Company is in charge of them, so I don't know.
I like Coca-Cola, but I don't know. I get whatever the generic water is, like Deer Park or whatever it is
Yeah.
down here. Like that's
As we debated when me, her, and Jose did a Magic Mon, waters are different.
they are different. No, I just
You
don't
taste
care
I
water,
get that
enough.
cool
body
water
armor
tastes
one.
good.
Body armor?
I think it's the body armor one. It's like
Oh, yeah,
a
I know what you're
sports
talking
one.
about.
It's like red, white, and black, I think.
Yeah, they got the alkaline.
It's expensive, but it's good.
I want to know
They have it
people
Fiji.
who went to the store and got 100 like liquid deaths for the storm because you're crazy. Because that's just water. I learned that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought that that was like an energy drink. No, it's water in a can. And I'm like, that's why would you spend so much money on water?
I think the story was they wanted to design it for people at music festivals that seemed like they were drinking alcohol.
uh,
Oh, that's smart.
that's
That's
actually
literally
really that's a
what
really
caused
good
it. Yeah,
idea.
but it's just water, so it was designed for a sober person designed it. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Cool. I do like that, but yeah, the people who got cases of that, you're crazy. Just get normal water bottle.
Pour the milk.
Why spend so much more money on the same thing?
Yeah, I did buy like candles and then like water for like the fridge and stuff, but otherwise, I don't think the people who were like tearing down Trader Joe's and waiting in line for hours, I'm like, that was just not it.
Oh, we only have like a 25% chance of snow this weekend. We'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll be good.
Okay, then that ain't so bad to me. So yeah, all I can say is just I hope people are safe and
Yeah.
um and I hope people stay warm. I mean, like I said, I don't remember it being this brutal. I love the winters when we got nothing. This is just week after week after week.
Mm.
I think that's why this month has felt so long, yet also what's been in the news lately has caused this to feel already like a long year. And obviously, it's time to get to what happened in Minneapolis on Saturday. Again, first story of the year. First, we started with the first story of 2026, and yet we're here again. But on Saturday in Minneapolis, the federal immigration enforcement operation turned deadly when federal agents shot and killed a 37-year-old man identified as Alex Preddy, a U.S. citizen and ICU nurse. Preddy was reportedly confronted while recording and directing traffic during an ICE informant action. Federal officials claim officers fired defensive shots after Preddy allegedly approached with a handgun, but video and eyewitness accounts dispute that narrative. Footage shows that him holding a phone, not a weapon, when shots were fired. This marks at least the second fatal shooting of a civilian by immigration agents in Minnesota this month. Earlier, Renee Good, also an American citizen, was shot and killed in a separate encounter. Protests erupted in Minneapolis despite bitter cold weather. Hundreds took to the streets against the federal operation. Federal immigration operations are still actively underway as of Monday, with court hearings and evidence preservation disputes ongoing as well. Now, I believe at the time when we were recording, they are started to withdraw some of those officers, but yeah, it was the worst part of the weekend. And the fact that it only took 3 weeks between the first incident with Miss Good to now with Mr. Peretti. I never forget those two, and I wish I knew what else I could say besides we have to figure out to be safe. Never forget the victims. Truly use your First Amendment rights to protest an awful situation and voice your opinions, come together. And I'm upset seeing our own fellow citizens fall and get hurt from people who are working for the federal government in a hard sense of irony right there. Very upsetting to see over this weekend. And I would love to hear what anyone else has to say. But yeah, this is very troubling and upsetting. And what should have been at least a week, and despite being hunkered down, at least we can stay calm, watch some playoff football, catch up on some movies, um, bake a cake. I don't know, but seeing another weekend of one of our own being slain by the government that's supposed to protect us.
I just want to say, the guy in charge of Border Patrol, Greg Bovino, has been fired. So for whatever that's worth, maybe that means there's some changes coming. Maybe it doesn't. We won't know because it's literally just trending right now. I just happened to look at my Twitter feed, what before we started this segment. Um, yeah, I mean, we everything that we all said the first time, it applies this time plus, right? I mean, this guy wasn't in a car, so he didn't have the whole car thing. They said that it was self-defense, but when you shoot someone in the back, it gets really hard to prove self-defense. They're gonna try though, I have to assume. But really to me, because it's the second time now, right? This is the second time when they've killed somebody, they've just been like, oh, that guy was a terrorist. And then they just moved on. And they were just like, we're gonna call this person a terrorist. We don't know anything about him. We don't know his name. We don't know what he was doing there. We don't know anything. We just know that he was in a space and got shot by our team, and so he's a terrorist. And about 30% of people online anyway, and frankly, if you look at polls in the real world, are like, yeah, that's right. That was clearly a terrorist. Why? Because he was there and he got shot. And you only shoot terrorists, right? So to me, that's the worst part. I mean, obviously dying, that's bad. But I think everybody agrees that dying is bad. No one likes the idea of people getting killed. But
Nope.
right, but it's like this idea that you could get killed and you could live your life totally normal, be a normal person, try and be a good person, I would have to imagine. And if you happen to be in the wrong place, then the government is going to call you a terrorist after you've died. They're going to tell your parents that you were a terrorist. They're going to tell your loved one, if you're married or if you have kids, that you were a terrorist. And they're going to tell 33% of the country that you are a terrorist. And they expect all of them to believe that. And 33% of the country will. At the end of the day, at the end of all of this, everything we do is a choice. To that end, I would say that our choices are far more important than our outcomes. Outcomes are great. We want outcomes. We want good outcomes. How we choose to get there, how we choose to do that is inarguably, in my view, more important. We want to have safe streets. We want to have, we have borders in this country, but we are not making the right choices by letting these guys keep doing that. We are not making the right choices by trying to justify a tragedy by creating a villain when we could just be calling it what it is. These guys are not trained and they're killing people because of it. They're not vetted. You know what I mean? Like they're getting paid absurd amount of money. And I will say this is true. I looked. I don't know if I shared this on the show. I was on LinkedIn and I saw a communications job. I have a degree, a master's degree in communications for Border Patrol. So I looked at it. I was curious. They would, and this is true, double my salary of my current job if I signed on. And I need 3 years of work experience. Doesn't have to be in the field. 3 years of work experience to be in the communications pool for Border Patrol. And that's, again, one of the office jobs. Can you imagine the people who are being brought in to walk these streets? It's an insane amount of money. They got all of that money from that Build Back Beautiful, whatever the hell they called that bullshit. And they're getting the worst quality people who want to maximize their profits. And we should just say that that's what's happening. We are choosing to try and make this about domestic terrorism. We're choosing to make this Republican and Democrat. We are choosing to even really make this about immigration, because if the same thing happened with the ATF or the DEA or any other armed agency of the federal government, we'd have the same result. When you have people who are sent with very unclear missions parameters and no training, you're going to end up with people getting killed. And I don't know why we keep choosing this way. And we're going to choose this way again at some point. And I just hope maybe we'll choose this way a little less. And I also hope that we'll have another opportunity to choose something different before the damage is irreparable. But I don't know. We won't know until we know.
Very well said, Ryan. And listen, the common theme I will praise for the next 9 months, no, next 10 months is you have the midterm elections in November. You have the opportunity to change a GOP Congress, both the Senate and the House. You can change that and flip it to a different side if you do not like how this administration is doing things. And one of the reasons why it's so easy for this administration to do what they're doing is because they have that support.
Yep.
So you could put a block in the current president's plan for the last 2 years of this term. You use your power to vote, which is free, which you can do, which is free to do. You just have to show up. You could do a mail-in ballot. I don't care, but use your civic duty to help get the change that you want. Obviously, easier said than done. I understand people skeptic that they don't think that will mean anything. However, at this moment, you can still do what those founding fathers did 250 years ago and give us the chance to, well, vote out the people we don't want in power. So I will repeat this for the next 10 months on this show. And I hope that if you do not like what you're seeing, you can use your right as an American to change it. Until then, hold close to your loved ones. So we are going to make this a little better. And if I don't have anyone else said anything else, we'll move on to other things. But like I said, if you don't like what's happening, you have to really emphasize to vote in the midterm elections to change Congress. And then 2 years after that, you know what to do from there when you pick the next president of the United States. There will be a different one, and I don't care what he says or Steve Bannon or whatever others. It says in the Constitution that you can only run 2 terms in the United States as president. And that I know will not change. I don't even care because it's what this Congress does. But it's those little steps. And one of the things to understand, unfortunately, we are getting older. We're on the second half of this decade. Things are going to change. Father Time's catching up to us. Includes people in the Supreme Court as well. So if you want that person, when these really old people who vote on the right side of things to get out, you need to pick a leader who will pick at least a more level-headed and objective person to make those big Supreme Court changes. So again, vote if you don't like what's happening. I'll say it again and again. So until then, I love y'all. So one of the cool things, though, is we can look at people who we love to distract us from things, including Tracey Morgan. I love Tracey Morgan. I love his comedy, big Knicks fan. and everything. He got an opportunity to do something I think anyone who's ever been bullied, he got the opportunity to finally get back at the person who bullied him. I'm sure anybody who's ever bullied in their life, except Jose, everybody's been bullied except Jose. So
That's right.
Imagine you get the chance, your bully is asking you for help. That's what happened. Leaving the Knicks game this past weekend, an old friend from Tracey Morgan's past confronted him and asked him for money. And despite Tracey Morgan, I'm sorry, Tracey, I have to do this. You are 57 years old. Yet you did not forget somebody who bullied you, and you did this in front of right outside of Madison Square Garden.
You're always gonna ask about taxes.
Taxes, then.
Let's do it. Will, what's up? What's I remember, Will? Don't talk to me like I owe you something. I didn't say that. Like, boy, can I get something, please? No. When we was younger. Yeah, but I think I forgot. I'm homeless, boy. So what that got to do with me? I ain't do that. Oh. Can I get a picture of my sister? You're always gonna ask.
Hey, no, that might be old as fuck, but I am happy to do that. Immediately, hey, Tracey, William, right away. I remember you and what you used to say to me. I'm homeless. I don't care.
That wasn't me, he said. I didn't do that. That was colder than the temperature, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, honestly, to Tracy's point, no. It's not his responsibility to help out anyone, let alone a stranger from his childhood. You know what I mean?
I know, right? Oh, man, that was cool.
I will say, it sucks for that guy, because I have to imagine on the list of things he thought he could do to maybe get, like, some money or at least be inside because he's homeless, the fact that he cycled through so many rather, he landed on, well, I did know Tracey Morgan before when we were kids. Maybe I'll go find him at a Knicks game and ask him for help. That's crazy. That all the options failed to the point where he got to ask Tracey Morgan for help. So I do feel bad for him, but also seems like he wasn't very nice.
Nope. And I mean, Tracey Morgan has been famous for over 30 years. He got on SNL, I think, in 96, 97.
Yeah. Well, we don't know how long this guy's been homeless.
True, but he's always known Tracey Morgan.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah. So between that, 30 Rock, the movies, surviving that Walmart accident, nuts. I love stand-up. I love Tracey Morgan. So good job, Tracey Morgan.
It made me sad.
What?
Well, why is that? I want to hear that. I want to hear that perspective.
It kind of made me sad. Like, I don't know. I guess, like, yeah, karma on the homeless guy's end, like, that sucks. Like, he should have been nicer to him, like, earlier on in his life. But I guess it also was an opportunity for him to kind of just, like, do something good despite everything going on. And I don't know. I guess, like, sometimes I just see celebrities and I don't expect them to be, like, good, but I just always kind of expect them to be, I guess, a little more kind and humane. And I just didn't feel like he went about it that way. But I guess from the opposite side of it, like, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was kind of what I was saying with, like, again, the fact that this guy got to the point now where he's at the ask Tracey Morgan for money phase of trying to figure out how he's going to make it work. Obviously, you got to feel bad for him in that respects, right? But I would say what's interesting, you talked about how you would expect the celebrity to be kinder. And I'm like, I think that's common. I think a lot of people think that way. And I actually think it's bad. Because I would argue there's nothing to support that hypothesis that being a celebrity makes you, like, kinder. I think if anything, factually, it's the opposite.
Yeah, I think most celebrities are kind of stuck up with the huge
assholes. Yeah. So it's
I
like
guess I would just expect I not expect, but I guess like me personally, like I know if I was on a bigger platform, I would always remain kind because I would know that other people are watching me and my actions and what I'm saying and what I'm doing, and I wouldn't want people to perceive me as something negative.
Well, yeah, I
I'm
agree.
more a real
If
one
he had
now.
come up to
I
if he
just
had
want
come up
more
to
people
me,
like
oh,
you.
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's why you're a real one, Allison. And I think society is good for having a few people like that, and you'll be a part of that. But for most others,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
was
know.
gonna say
If I saw people who ever bullied me or gave me a hard time, I would have said, "Police, police, come over here."
I do agree with Allison to the extent of like, I mean, frankly, if I didn't know the guy and the homeless guy came up to me and was at the ask this stranger with money for help phase, I would probably attempt to in some degree. We've seen recently, we've covered how that backfired with the Ned's Declassified crew. But yeah, no, I agree, but at the same time, I think that comes from us being like the four of us being normal people and not celebrities. The fact that we don't have that platform and that, those funds is exactly the reason why when somebody down on their luck was asking for help, we would consider trying to help because we understand what it's like to need some help. And again, plenty of celebrities grow up in tough environments, obviously, but as Matt said, Tracy Morgan has been famous for 30 plus years. He has not struggled in a very long time. So I feel like that kind of severs the empathy a little bit. Whereas like someone like the four of us, we kind of can still remember like when looking at a bill or, God forbid, even just like getting food is more of a nicety, not a,
Yeah,
obvious thing, right? So I do think that there's some of that. It's like the people who would help can't, and the people who can won't, sort of deal.
good work on that one, and I agree. So,
I don't
Bill,
blame Tracy Morgan. If I was Tracy Morgan, I would have did it 10 times worse, to be honest.
What else could you have done? You
that's
said
why
no.
be like police, police.
I guess, yeah,
No.
could have arrested him.
Like that too, or snuff him. Well, either or.
You can't have him. You can't hit him because guess what? Then he gets your money.
Yeah.
You can't. You hit
That's true.
somebody because he was a bully. He's just gonna sue you, and now he's not homeless. Now he's got half of Tracy Morgan's money.
Well, that's true. I guess I'll throw pennies at him for all I give a shit. Who cares?
Right.
You can maybe get away with that one.
So, as we are approaching the end of the NFL season, and as we're approaching the Super Bowl, we can relate this to other big grand finales, right? The Super Bowl is a big finale of the football season. Well, we finally hit the grand finale of the weird ass Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, whatever the hell they have, because it came out this weekend. Watch it first. Wicked 2, Wicked Part 2, 0 Oscar nominations.
Yeah.
Interesting from, I believe they got 11 just a year prior.
Mm-hmm.
So what changed exactly? Well, it came out over the weekend that an anonymous Oscar voter told News Nation that they didn't vote for Ariana Grande as a Best Supporting Actress nominee, right? As a lot of people thought that was going to be the case. And they said that, quote, that her relationship with Cynthia Erivo, quote, creeped them out. And they felt that that was the same sentiment for other fellow Academy Award voters.
Okay.
They found Erivo's constant guardianship of Grande's intense and bizarre. Excuse me. They found Cynthia's constant guardianship of Grande as, quote, intense and bizarre, and criticized the stars for, quote, trying to go viral with their shenanigans. They, quote, think of it as a way that we were protecting Ariana Grande from anxiety and Cynthia for having to intervene again. No, we did not take that seriously at all. So it came out, that's what it came out to be. And and it caught up to them, it seems. All of this fanfare, all of the weird touching and the voice changing and losing an insane amount of weight and the kissy faces. And it seemed to hinder people's view of them. And notice, Ariana Grande went to the Emmys by herself, looking like a normal person. She had a tan, she looked healthy. Is it because Cynthia wasn't there? I don't know. So finally, was the lesson learned from their weird relationship that it cost them, opportunities down the line in their movie careers?
All right. I mean, let's relax on that. Timothy Chalamet put up a damn ping pong billboard. He got nominated. You could be plenty weird. I think it was just
But
they didn't
was
like
something
Wicked
like
that
Tyler
much. It
Creator
wasn't that
give
good a
you-
movie.
I love
It
you.
just wasn't that good a movie, is what I assumed happened. I liked it plenty, but I'm not like, oh my God, I can't believe that movie and any of the people in it didn't get nominated. The only thing I would have thought is they wrote 2 songs to try and get the song award, and I figured just by lack of others, like there can't be that many songs. So I'm like, they probably just to fill out the numbers are going to put one of them in there. But that's the only thing that was surprising me. It wasn't as good as the first one. First one was much better, and that's why I went from 11 to 0.
More focusing on the voter and how they felt, and explaining how other Academy Award voters were creeped out by them, and they're all each other's peers. Don't you think it has something that? Don't you think this weird relationship with each other now people don't want to be around that?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I think they're all weird, to be honest with you. I mean, Pedro
Well,
Pascal, he was like he needed to physically touch his co-stars like
Yeah, I
bottom.
need to kiss you and hold your hand.
Right. Like yeah,
I feel that, but imagine
yeah.
you being so weird that you weirded out the weirded out people.
Well, yeah, I will say the fact that one of the voters was like, honestly, I just didn't like the relationship. That's well, I mean, certainly it speaks to how weird the relationship was, and it was, by the way. None of this is in defense of the weird shenanigans they were doing. I just didn't think that was significantly more weird than any of the other weird people in Hollywood doing it. But I will say it kind of like to a degree it's kind of not what you're supposed to do as a voter, right? You're supposed to pick the performance, I suppose. So I guess you could look at it from that side, like
that has been thrown out the window.
no, I know, but I'm just like you could look at it and be like, well, why were you basing it off their press tour and not their performance? But I don't know. I'm just glad that they're not co-stars anymore, so they don't have a press tour together anymore, so they can both go on to do other things. Because I mean this is 2+ years, three years that they've been working on this thing, right? Because they got pushed back a bunch too. So yeah, I'm just glad that they can finally move on. Wicked was a good movie. Wicked Part 2 was also a fine movie, but you got to make new movies every once in a while, and you can't rely on your old hits. Which I would say I think this taught people that because they just tried to do the press tour again from the first one but weirder. And everyone's like, no, we saw this already. You did this last time. Do something new, right? At least that's how I view it, So I do believe that they learned that lesson. Do something new.
I hope, but if anything, and we've seen that these studios now make decisions based off economic reasons. And if they see you're losing money, if they see people don't work with you, we ain't gonna see you for much longer.
I think Ariana Grande will be okay.
She did look a lot healthier, though. She looked a lot.
Oh,
better.
100%. I don't.
100%.
It was like literally. I was like, I even said, I was like, oh, Ariana Grande is normal again.
Yeah.
Like she looked normal again.
Crazy.
And someone should look into what was going with that. Were they just working a stupid heavy schedule, and they weren't taking care of themselves? Someone should look into that factually, because honestly, that might be why they were so weird. They could have been really delirious.
Well, yeah, they were probably not eating and delusional. And
that's what I mean. We don't know. They could all be connected.
I guess so, but I hope that I hope everybody learns from this weird relationship and now we can finally put it to bed and never talk about those two together ever again.
Until the wicked reunion.
Mm-hmm.
And no one's gonna see that.
But
Ryan will.
that's right. I'll see it in theaters and let you guys know.
We talk about weight though, right?
Mhm.
And we had the football playoff games over the weekend, and there was this weight. I don't even know how to describe it. This is from the Eli Lilly company, a big pharma company.
Mhm.
They did this ad on weight loss, and it's getting a lot of attention. And I don't know if it's for the right reasons. So tell me if you recognize this commercial if you watch the NFL
I
playoffs.
think I did see this, yeah.
Come on. Let's hear it. You think I need your advice? You think I should go on a diet? I've been dieting since I was 12. You think I need to hear about your workout routine? You don't stop to ask about mine. No matter what I do, you're gonna have your own thoughts. So get it all out. And while you're in the comment section, I'll be focusing on what really matters. Like how I feel when I'm waking up in the morning. Like showing up for people I love. My health is my focus. And my body is nobody's business but mine.
Close. There are a lot of opinions about weight. It takes strength to focus on them. Yes, again, from the Lilly Medicine Company, big pharma. All right. So what do you guys think of that ad, first off?
I mean, I resonate with it like a lot. Like I have been dieting, working out vigorously since I was about 11, 12 years old. And I know, like, as you got a lot of people know, I've had weight loss surgery in August of 2025. There were a lot of factors that led to that decision. It wasn't just I'm going to do this and get skinny. It's a whole entire lifestyle change that needs to happen. You can't just get weight loss surgery and expect it to just work. You have to implement other things. And there were a lot of people I have noticed since getting weight loss surgery who do treat me different. I'm down 82 pounds, and a lot of people do treat me differently, especially when I started dating and losing weight. That was like a huge different eye opener for me as well. And a lot of people I heard it all the time, like, oh, have you tried fasting? That was a very popular line. Have you tried fasting? Have you tried the carnivore diet? Have you tried being vegetarian? Have you tried being pescatarian? And it's like all these different things that I have tried before and I have looked into, and people just assume that I want their advice because I am heavier. When I have done everything personally behind the scenes that I could to lose weight and be just healthy. Like as long as I was living like a semi-healthy life, like exercising and my cardiovascular health was good, I didn't really care what people had to say. But as I've gotten older, like it just kind of got to me where I did want to make a major different change, and here we are.
Hey, thank you for sharing with us, Allison. How about Ryan and Jose? How do you feel about that ad?
I think it's interesting because I do think we don't necessarily, when we talk about like Ozempic and like the drugs, because they're a drug company, so they must have something like that, right? That they're advertising. We don't really talk about it in a way that encompasses health, even though they were originally medicine for like diabetes and stuff, right? So we do typically like, and I think this is because it got popular in like Los Angeles first. I think we should just be honest. Like it became a thing in like celebrity culture before it became accessible to normal people. And so I think it was always this idea of these celebrities who don't really need it. We're taking it to look better because they're celebrities and they're vain and that's what they do. And I do think that because that was where it kind of launched, we don't talk about if there would be a benefit like to the health side of it, right? And I do think that that is unfair to people who go on it. Like I said, I'm not on it, but like to people who are, I'm sure that there is like a medical conversation. I doubt there are doctors like, yeah, whatever. You want to look better in a bathing suit? Here you go. Here's your pill or here's your
feel
shot.
like
Like,
that's what the celebrities. That's
right. Well, and
the
that's what I mean. Like,
celebrities happy with the doctor,
Because
but
I had to start
Right.
off on Zepbound before that was one of the steps, like a year prior to weight loss surgery. You have to start on a GLP-1, see how your body reacts, because weight loss surgery is like kind of a last resort. And on the Zepbound GLP-1, in a year, I lost 40 pounds, but it wasn't so like everything was good, but it wasn't sustainable for someone like
Right.
me who like just gains weight. But there are a lot of health positives to it, like lowering the A1C levels for individuals who do have predisposed diabetes, and losing weight and like lowering your BMI levels and things like
helps
that.
with your
Like
blood
there's so
pressure, helps
many.
with, yeah. So I do think that that
yeah,
is something
somebody
that,
did put. I just want to say,
yeah.
and they put in one of the top comments. Eli Lilly, a major competitor that has seen massive growth with its GLP-1 medications, Manjaro for type 2 diabetes, and Zepbound for obesity, with total company revenue surging due to these products.
Right. And so
But
like,
there's
well,
also
yeah.
that other thing because it is an ad at the end of the day too.
Oh yeah, listen,
Yeah.
it's still a pharma company trying to make money. That's
Yeah.
we're not
Mhm.
no one here is gonna be giving them the,
The benefit of the
humanitarian award.
doubt. We
But
really did for you.
yeah,
And
but I do think that it is something that we don't necessarily like. That's one of the angles that I feel like we don't ever talk about because it's like the joke is like, oh yeah, if you're famous, you'll get Ozempic to lose weight so you could get relevant or whatever, right? And that's like a celebrity culture thing, and that's like totally separate. So
right,
I
and
do
hence
like
why
that
also
it
we've
was
seen
focused on that. Like it was focused on that specific part of it. Like there
right,
is a
and
health
that's where
benefit to losing
celebrities
weight.
have come at these celebrity. Sorry, that's where people have come at these celebrities who promote body positivity, yet use the various drugs. It seems to lose weight. At the end of the day, that is their choice, their body, their
I
choice.
think I think more people are upset, at least like from the like women consumer side of things. I don't know if you guys know who Remy Bader is. She
I
was
don't.
like so she was a influencer
Oh,
who,
I know. Actually,
yes.
yeah, I had a good
So
conversation with somebody.
Remy Bader is an example who of a woman who makes me very frustrated when it comes to things like this, because she lied. She built her platform off of plus size women and obesity and like being size inclusive and making sure brands were size inclusive. She got a weight loss surgery that wasn't even on the market to individuals like us at the time. It was to the point where her liver was so fatty that her liver had to be lifted during her weight loss surgery, and her insides actually had to get completely like rearranged.
What?
Yes, I'm dead serious. Like that is
I
the
believe you.
weight.
This is insane.
Yeah,
Wow.
so that's the weight loss surgery she got, and she started losing weight so rapidly to the point where people were under the assumption she was on Ozempic, and she lied about it and didn't come out about it until literally something leaked, and her brand was starting to take a tank, like starting to take a hit because of it, because she built her entire personality off of being plus size and inclusive and all these things, and she wasn't adapting to that. She just lied about it, so she had to pivot and come out and be like, hey, I actually got this weight loss surgery that caused me to lose like 150 pounds. And that's why people were upset, is because she was lying. I don't care if people are on Ozempic. I don't care if people get weight loss surgery.
Right.
But if you're a personal trainer, let's say, for example, and you get the weight loss surgery or you're on Ozempic and you use that for your advantage to try to like sell and market that you're good at your job, like that to me is not okay. That is very unethical. That's just very much not okay. You're setting an unrealistic precedent for people who are trying to get healthy and trying to live a healthier lifestyle, and you're making them think, oh, losing 50 pounds in 3 months is normal. That's not normal for the average person. You should be losing 2 pounds a week max.
Yep.
Yeah. I will also say though, like I agree with that, but I think that to Matt's point, like we've seen some like celebrities who are just generically body positive, brands that were generically body positive. And I do think that part of the reason this health pivot has taken so long to happen is because it does fly into the face of that. And I'm not saying, like, listen, some of the body positivity shit needed to happen because otherwise there'd be people just going around calling like people fat, right? Like being a dick to fat people, and you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that to anyone. Shouldn't be a dick to anybody if you can avoid it.
Right.
But
And that was also emphasized in this ad too. So
yeah, exactly. But we did all be like, big is beautiful. Like that was a whole campaign from like 160 different groups, and now all those groups are like also take Ozempic, and it's like, no. When were you lying? Are you lying now, or were you lying before to try and make people feel better? And the answer was before, and it was always before. There are benefits to being smaller. Like if you don't weigh more than you're supposed to, your body works better. You avoid certain illnesses, you avoid certain conditions. That's true. It's been true since forever. So back in the early 2020s, late 20 teens, when we were like everyone can be big and it's cool. No, it's not cool. There are health issues
yeah, right.
for doing that. And again, you shouldn't bully people for being big, but you also you don't pretend that it's totally the same as being not big. And frankly, I think the reason Ozempic is taking off is because in that time period, the teens and the 2020s, everybody kind of was like, yeah, it's totally good to do, to be whatever. And now everyone's getting older, their body's breaking down faster, and they're like, no, this is bad. I need to reverse this while I still have an opportunity. And the companies it's crazy how that worked. The companies told you big is beautiful, and then when the big started to, kill us, they're like, hey, I got a way out of this.
Yeah,
And they'll
and
sell
then
that to us too.
especially when again the economic changes. That's going to be something I say a lot in the coming days and months and years. How does it affect you economically? I mean, we talked about unrelated but similar regarding a company pushing an agenda to be more inclusive, but then when that backfired, it well, they only went back on something that was actually a good message, but then took it back of because it wasn't making them money. Like when people during Gay Pride Month for the LGBTQ community, there was like that one summer, that one June where every single brand changed to the rainbow, every single one, where it did come off disingenuous and people just knew you don't care this much about that group of people. So, and then you have obviously the bad people, the homophobes, people stay away from, and then their agenda too. It just didn't work. So again, different than here in the weight loss, where you are talking about weight, you're affecting how people feel, how their perceptions of people, and yet look where we got various things. And what I got from that commercial, and I appreciate from that guy, is it's true. Every single body is different.
Yes.
Some have higher metabolism, some have lower metabolism. Some are some are jack people, but yet they have cancer or something. And then there's people who are obese and they're as healthy as an ox technically because they just have all this power and energy because that's all that calorie is. It's energy. Everyone can live their life. It's just how you like to see yourself, right?
And
I have
being
had
healthy
my
because you're a
experiences
doctor.
with weight and stuff, and I'll tell you, when I went through my first glow up, especially, people who did not give me respect, people didn't find me attractive, that flipped, and that was fine to learn.
It's a huge flip.
What was that?
It's a huge flip. Like it's a huge night and day difference.
And that's when you really learn. I like this for me, and like at least I like the active route. But I've learned what I got out of. I did want to lose weight to be more attractive, but then I just learned I love training. So, which is the best part of it, and then everything else will fall into place.
Well, and that's also you should say like to the folks who are like, because I know Jose in particular is very big at the gym, right? It's like, yeah, losing weight is good for things like your blood pressure. All that's true, but so too is exercise, right? Like going to the gym, actively doing things beyond what it does to your appearance and the scale does make your heart work better, does make your lungs work better. It is also like medically helpful to go to the gym. And so it shouldn't be lost on people because we now have the the medical technology to make you lose weight without physical activity. Yes, you're going to take some benefit by losing weight because you're not big anymore and your body's not struggling to keep you like functioning. But if you train yourself, your body will actually improve even more. And so you should try and do both. I mean, again,
Right.
yeah, you shouldn't say this is instead of physical activity, because physical activity, even if you don't lose weight, is still going to make you healthier.
Absolutely. And that's the emphasis. And I assume a lot of my information now from training. That's where I get my personal time with that, even just driving the gym and back. But then somebody else could be something different. Maybe somebody likes to be a cycler. Maybe somebody just likes to go for a walk. Like Frank the Tank from Barstool, I think he's literally lost like 250
Oh,
pounds
yeah.
just simply walking, just walking the streets.
Walking's the best.
Yeah, it's just whatever you like to do to make you feel better. And that's what I got out of the commercial. And then, we're running out of time, we have to move on, but other people were roasting this guy, we're feeling, but it ties into, they're just internet trolls, but if that guy was practicing what he preaches, then those people won't matter. John J. Michael Schmidt, 1674, saying this, that, and the other. So it's okay. It's an interesting thing. We will be debating for the rest of our lives. Weight loss, health. But it started a nice productive conversation, that commercial. And as the NFL is coming to an end, we got basketball. The basketball season's been going on for 4 months, but people say that's when the basketball season really starts. But whatever. I understand the perception. But we have ESPN, right? And ESPN inside the NBA. They went to ESPN. They have inside the NBA. They went to ESPN, and all of us said that ESPN is going to ruin it. Them when they go on the network. And for the last 2 months, we didn't see them. Literally, they were gone, with the exception of Christmas. We barely saw this crew. And somebody finally brought it up when they came back this weekend. And this is a hilarious reaction from Charles Barkley, who's lost some weight, I've seen.
Is any that one of those weight thingies?
Yeah, he does a commercial for one of the weight loss drugs. Looks good.
I didn't get a raise. Let me just say this. Well, I hate when people take things out of context.
Well, we heard you. It's nothing out of context.
Can I explain? All I said was, so we're working 3 days this week, which is fine. I just wish they would break it up more. We've been off for 2 months. There was no reason for us to be off for 2 months.
Why not?
And then you got foods on television.
It was Christmas, man.
I'm
happy. Listen,
it's a month. First of all, Christmas.
Why was there no reason for us to be off?
Christmas is the worst holiday in the history of civilization. All you do is waste money. Hate Christmas. You know that.
With us working Christmas Day 5 days.
Oh, we work Christmas Day.
I know. So you said it's been 2 months since we were on.
Yeah, but we only worked once in 2 months.
It's been a month.
And let me tell you something.
14 hours in one day. And I feel overworked.
Can I look at this camera right here?
Yes.
Okay, there's some fools at home or on the internet. They're at home now, saying that we were talking bad about the players, so they made us work less. Shut the hell up. This is already scheduled.
Nice catch, by the way.
Because you know what I really
I know.
do you realize how scheduled? Come on, man. These guys are like, these guys, they gonna put them on the shelf because they don't want them on TV. Man, y'all need to shut the hell up. This was already planned months and months ago. All I said was, I would like to work more.
But we're gonna be so heavy on the back end.
I know.
We work 3 days next week.
I know.
Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday. Then we go home. All of the playoffs, all of the
Kenny,
finals.
The only point I
It's
made.
heavy back end.
I know. And we could have.
When the games really mean something.
Well, they all mean something.
No, they don't. Yeah, but they really mean something.
You don't think the cup mean anything?
Oh, you gonna watch the Sacramento New Orleans?
Listen. like I said, ESPN right now, they are the worldwide leader in sports, but just the way they maneuver things, it's tough to take them seriously. Hence why those rumors kind of you thought made sense. Yeah, they're making fun of the players. We don't want that negative energy. Well, we are not going to see you. But I really think if you're thinking the ESPN way of things, where they will truly do only things that people are care about as a mainstream as a whole.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, the NBA is an afterthought until after the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And honestly, until the NBA season doesn't start until the playoffs begin in early April, except for people who care about the sport. So I think that's really was what it was. They just didn't think people would care enough. While I do think people would swarm in to see the inside of the NBA. It's just not it. So that's where I think it is. But I thought it was funny them bringing it up, and our hesitations on inside the NBA going to ESPN so far are kind of coming true.
At least the show is still like they're still good, right? So that part's good. But yes, ESPN just they've not. I don't think they've really done anything right in like 2 decades. If we're being completely, I think that's being generous. Obviously, I'm not a big basketball follower, but in the stuff that I do follow, NFL and the college football, especially in the college football side, ESPN is horrible. I mean, what is it? You've got Cam Newton, Ryan Clark, Stephen A. Smith. They're talking about stuff in the NFL and college ball, and you have to wonder if they've ever watched a game. What did Cam Newton say recently? It was like Notre Dame hasn't been relevant in
Yep.
like 30 years. I'm like, they were in the championship game last year. I mean, again, they were annoying this year, and they were big whiners this year. I won't not defending them, but they were literally in the game last year.
Even they literally said on Monday's show, Ryan Clark should interview for the Pittsburgh Steelers job. You know, this is a rage baiting show now. It really is on the highest of mainstream levels.
And then what's his name? Stephen A. had a ridiculous NFL take. I honestly don't remember. It was about the playoffs or whatever. But I mean, Ryan Clark with the Tom Brady is not a generational talent. Like it's just what are you talking about?
Rage bait.
Like why?
And Ryan Clark doesn't like white people either. So
well, that's a separate thing. I'm saying football. I'm focusing just on football.
Dude, but yeah, I actually watched today. In fact, 30 for 30. The only thing they do right, but they only release those once a year now.
Right. Yeah,
is a Stuart Scott documentary about him. Now I only saw the first half of it. I'll finish the second half after this. I'm just like, I love Stuart Scott so much back in the day. That was my guy. Anytime late night sports and he's on, I'm watching the whole thing. He made sports reporting cool. He's one of the best just pure communicators on television. Fortunately passed away in 2015 from cancer. That was a bummer. I'll tell a cool story about that after the fact. But I was like, man, we really had it. And seeing how he was just simply recruited out of Orlando. No, he starts out in North Carolina, works in Orlando, and you just saw this swaggy guy, and put him on, and he became one of the faces of ESPN in its golden era. And then they were showing like the 90s golden era of SportsCenter with Robin Roberts and Dan Patrick, Rich Eisen, Linda Cohn, vice versa. Keith Olbermann, even though he's a nut job now, but he was still great. And then like Stuart Scott being the guy there, and I was like, why don't you do the same formula? You have to get these crazy people and athletes. Quite frankly, the people they choose, nobody respects their opinion. With just blatant. I can't think of one person on the athlete side that ESPN's put on that I respect what they say. Not one. Literally every single one is a clown. The only people who I respect are Scott Van Pelt. That's it. It's Stephen A. Even though he drives me nuts, even though he pisses me off. At the end of the day, deep down, I do have love for him, even though, oh my God, you make it hard. But yeah, I'm just like, wow. Honestly, I don't want to sound morbid, but I feel when Stuart Scott left, it went down from there. Jeez, man. Why are you doing this? And then you actually have, I have to take it back. Inside the NBA, 4 people I do respect their opinion.
Yeah.
Anthony, Kenny, Charles, and Shaq.
No, they're good.
And then we don't see them though. Like what the fuck?
Well, yeah. Then you're not on TV yet.
Oh man. And my Stuart Scott story, right?
Yeah.
I was a president of fraternity, right? Theta Chi. We had to go to a conference around this time of the year. We went to Carmel, Indiana, 150 chapters across the United States and Canada, all in one place, all fraternity men. Well, what I loved about that trip first, we literally got stereotypes of states. We had the people from the SEC schools with the thick Southern accents and going hard. We had the Cali boys, like at the Pac-12 schools. But not a lot of Northeast Theta Chi's, but people in the Midwest with their Midwest accents.
Yeah.
It was cool. Yeah, right? The Yinzers. It was one of the coolest weekends of my life. That was the weekend. I remember it was Oregon and was it the national championship? I want to say Marcus Mariota, not Oregon and Florida State, because that was the Rose Bowl before Jameis Winston falls on his ass. We all watched that. Oh, I think it might have been Ohio State or something. Oregon, Alabama. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But that happened to be the weekend Stuart Scott passed away. And I mean, this is 150 fraternity dudes. Obviously, they watch sports to do a stereotype. And I said, you know what? We were all like, maybe out of the 150, we all went in this one hotel room of some dude. And it was like 60 people. I'm telling you, 60 people in this hotel room, 1-bedroom hotel room, just shooting the shit. The tub has beer in it and ice. And I was like, you know what? I want to say something. And I posted a toast to Stuart Scott. I said, yo, shout out to somebody who made our childhoods and loved sports. And every single fraternity man put their toast up for Stuart Scott. It showed that impact he had. And ESPN doesn't hire people like him anymore. What a shame. But that's why we do stuff like this, to show us that there are better ways to go about these things.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I just wanted to say randomly as the Oscar season comes up, has anyone seen the movie Bugonia?
Not yet.
What the fuck is that?
Bugonia? It's on Peacock. I'm not gonna force you to do homework, but
Isn't it that alien movie?
Yes.
Yes. So let me.
Okay, I've seen it. All right.
But yes, Bugonia follows 2 young men who kidnap a powerful CEO, suspecting that she is secretly an alien who wants to destroy Earth. Starring Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons, Stavros Halakis, and a returning Alicia Silverstone. How about that from Clueless? As if.
Yeah, that's interesting. Is that who plays the CEO, or is that Emma Stone?
No, I can't give her a part out. It's too much of a spoiler.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
She's in it.
Okay.
I'm trying to watch all the Oscar movies, get my notes ready to talk about it next month with Ryan and everything. So I had some time to kill before the football game. So I was like, all right, I'll watch this on Peacock. I did not expect what I saw. I love the movie a lot. It's a very dark movie. It's very violent. It's very gory, but it's entertaining as hell. Little under 2 hours. Emma Stone is our best living female actor, hands down. She got her 7th Academy Award nomination from this. Jesse Plemons is one of the best actors out there. And seeing the Oscar list, he was snubbed like crazy. I don't know, if anybody saw him in this movie, you would be pissed off too. Then they had this guy named Aiden Delbus, who plays an autistic character who's autistic himself, and he was great in it. Stavros was cool too. Yorgos Lanthimos was the director. You might have recognized him. He did The Favorite, Killing Sacred Deer, Poor Things. Also works with Emma Stone.
He did that Dogtooth movie too.
Yeah, like I really
That
don't.
movie's weird.
Oh, this was really weird too. I'm not.
Yeah.
If you don't like really weird movies, you might not like this. But if you want to give it a chance, you will like it. Because I'm just like, it's literally if somebody kidnapped Elon, I just like, you got it. I mean, there's so much to talk about until you see it. I'm gonna be diving into video essays on it. I was like, wow. Like every once in a while, you see a movie you did not expect to stay with you.
I'll have to take I mean, I'm gonna watch it for the Oscars anyway, but I'm assuming it got nominated. But yeah.
Yeah, got a Best Picture. Specifically, its nominations were Best Picture, Actress, Adapted Screenplay, and Original Score. And Will Tracy wrote for John Oliver and Succession. He wrote this. He wrote The Menu too.
I like The Menu as well.
And he was a producer of Eddington.
Oh, I never finished Eddington. Started on a plane and then I just got off the plane and I never put it back on. I'll have to rewatch it. It didn't think it was bad. Everyone hated it that I talked to, but I thought it was fine so far, halfway through.
But yeah, I really think you like Bugonia. So our last segment before we get our questions. History was made over the weekend, everybody. Nobody thought this was possible, but it was possible. Do you know what I'm referring to?
No.
No.
Brian
maybe.
cheating on his wife.
Who?
No. Obviously, that's ridiculous. But anyway, continue.
Look at this, everybody. A leaked photo.
Oh, Jesus.
This is what heaven looks like.
Mm.
Wait, I need to see this shit.
This is it. This is heaven, according to someone on the internet. They leaked a photo of heaven. It's out in space with humongous buildings. It looks like everything is made of gold, literally in the clouds. And this is where, if you're good, you're going to wind up. Like Ryan and Allison. Jose, you going to wind up here?
Probably not.
Matt, I'm going to hell. I like the heat, so.
Oh my god. Well, anyways, it's trying to help you out. But if you don't think you'll see this in person, I'm sorry.
Can I?
Heaven, everybody.
That's good. So I want to ask like a bunch of people I presume probably saw this, and too many of them probably believed it, right?
Yeah.
So who leaked it?
Zoom Africa.
No. That's who posted, right? But they said a leaked photo, meaning that something was not supposed to come out, but somebody who was there leaked the photo anyway. So they're suggesting that somebody in heaven at the moment has an iPhone, snapped a photo, sent it to whoever runs that account on Twitter, who then posted the leak. And how many people commented that they thought this was legit? Surely nobody, right? Please?
I mean, the top comments leaked. The fuck you mean leaked?
Okay, good. So someone caught the
leaked photo. Somebody then put it in a Safari. Boomers will eat this up. Heaven and hell are states of consciousness that a human can attain while on Earth, not some physical place you could go to.
I mean, that's an interesting
I want to
idea.
go deep into that.
I don't know which religion that is, but that's an interesting idea.
We got heaven leaks before GTA 6.
I did see that comment. Yeah, I commented on that somewhere in there. But yeah, leaked photo. Someone had an iPhone that they snuck into heaven with them, and they sent us a picture from it. Also, it's in space, apparently.
Somebody asked Grok, is this true? No. It's not a leaked photo of heaven. This appears to be an AI-generated or digital art depiction of a fantastical city. Heaven is a spiritual concept. No actual photo exists. Cool image, though.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, great answer out of Grok. That's what I would have said, too, because it is a cool image. But I'm just like, leaked photo. Why would they, like,
I
guess
didn't
we're all
even think you
talking
could
about it.
take. I didn't even think you could take phones to heaven. So
That's my thought. I was like, who got a phone into heaven? You could have just been like, artist depiction of heaven. I feel like people would have clicked on it and engaged with it, but maybe not. Maybe you had to say something stupid and impossible to go viral, and that seems to be the case more and more frequently. So,
Really see
oh,
the monetizing and engaging now.
yeah, exactly. But anyway, a leaked photo of heaven.
All right, I got some questions for you three. So we got 3 questions today.
Excuse me. Okay.
Number 1, what's something that used to be cool that absolutely is not anymore? You know what comes to mind? You seem if
Sure,
peeing
you
your
start.
pants is cool, you could call me Miles Davis.
What happened?
You see Billy Madison?
Yeah, but I didn't hear the quote.
If pee, I
peeing
pee my
your
pants,
pants.
it's the coolest. And then
Gotcha.
if pee in your pants is cool, you could call me Miles Davis.
Yes, I do remember that.
Definitely no one gets
That was
that.
I would say drinking, because I feel like growing up,
That is a good
that is a great example.
drinking was so normalized, and like everyone wanted to underage drink and be cool, and dare was a big thing, like no drugs and alcohol and stuff like that. And in college it was so normalized, especially being from Wisconsin. Like we had $3 all you can drink like wristbands, like it's insane. And now, like, I mean, I've been sober, it'll be 8 years this year, but I know a lot of people who are like on their sober journey, or who just like think alcohol's gross, or there's so many negative sides to alcohol. Like you feel swollen, like you obviously can't function the next day, things like that. So I would say, yeah, drinking.
I mean, I still drink, and even I would agree with that. It's definitely not the same cultural touchstone
That it
that it
used to be.
was for like being, that used to be like a pretty strong sign of adulthood, which is why everybody wanted to do it when they were still kids. I don't think that that's necessarily accurate anymore. So that I would agree. I was gonna go a little bit more lighthearted with SNL. That used to be like the kind of comedy show, and I'm talking a long time ago, and it's progressively gotten less and less connected to mainstream audiences. We talked about the Cam, I don't know if that was on the show or just offline, but the Cam Patterson stuff when they got one of the Kill Tony comedians to be on SNL, and it's not gone great. It's not gone horrible either, but he doesn't seem to like it very much. And yeah, it's just they are not cool anymore. They are, honestly, they're the liberal resistance wine mom now, which is fine. There's a lot of them, and you can make a lot of money making TV for them. But they used to be like where the zeitgeist was, and they're not anymore. They are definitely very much in a niche now, which is interesting. But again, they still have some good segments. I'm not saying it can't be funny, but they also have plenty of not so funny segments, especially the last like 10, 8 to 10 years.
You know what used to be cool but isn't anymore? Prank
What?
phone calling.
Well, I feel like that's just for a kid, right? As a kid, I'm sure
I
kids
don't really gotta
nowadays.
do prank phone calls anymore.
I feel like kids probably still do it. Although now they can probably use like AI or whatever and make it super creepy and you know.
You know what's funny about that? There used to be this program called Prank Dial. And where it was a website, you got three free prank phone calls a day unless you wanted to pay.
Yeah.
The reason why I found out about this, so I got in a car accident in high school, right? Get a call. Was it you who hit my car? What do you mean you hear go? Do I hear you stuttering? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, I'm in high school. I'm like, it wasn't me, it wasn't that, blah blah blah. Even though to this day it was his fault who hit me, but still, I'm like 16, 17 years old. I didn't know any better. And then after the call goes, you've been prank dialed. And it was an old friend, Anthony Grancelli Tree, was the one who called me doing that. I'll never forget him calling. I never heard someone laugh over the phone harder in my life. I really got it. And then I would do the same thing to people. I would just write.
That's interesting.
And then Let it go to work. For all I know, that program is still out there.
I bet you it is, but it probably is super old now.
It's
Probably
hard.
doesn't even work.
Hard. I feel like tanning's not as cool as it used to be. Tan.
I tan
I
like
think people
once
still
every 2
tan.
weeks.
I think they do it different though. You feel like people used to like spray tan and stuff, and that's not a thing anymore. People just sit in the sun now.
I'm looking. By the way, I'm looking at the Reddit of this saxophones and rock music.
I disagree.
Low key, I don't think this, but for a higher generation, I don't think hip hop's as cool anymore to people.
Nope.
I agree with that.
Like, yeah, stinks. Tube socks. I love me a good tube sock. CDs.
Well, all right, but the thing is, they're cool, but they're
One
obsolete.
strap backpacks.
Oh my god, I forgot about those. Yeah,
Reading.
I disagree with that one too. Only not because it used to be cool. Actually, I think
It
it's
was
as
cool.
cool now as it used to be. It just was never that cool.
Smoking cigarettes, but then they just replace it with vapes. So
Well,
many,
like-
so many young people vape. It's insane.
Yep.
So
You know,
gross.
Chew Vape. I was watching this show actually
But
called The
a
Pit.
vape can't. You can't look cool doing a vape.
Have you guys heard of / seen the show The Pit?
No.
It's
Yeah,
on
Yeah.
HBO.
humongous.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
huge
like Max's
show.
biggest show.
He won like he won a bunch of awards. No one
That's a
allowed to.
doctor show?
Yeah, it's the one. And so I learned this from The Pit. And I have to assume it's true. If I'm wrong, tell me. But like, I guess 2 of like the vape pods that the one character was using, he did like 2 in one day, or back to back sort of deal. A whole pod, I guess that's a lot. I don't know. I don't vape, but apparently that's the same as like a pack and a half or 2 packs of cigarettes.
Yes.
So I'm like, I don't know.
Got him.
Vaping is actually like, I think it's signed. They said it was supposed to be, they marketed it originally that it was supposed to be better for you than smoking, and then it turns out it's actually worse for you.
So you better off smoking.
Too much.
I mean, you're better off smoking if you don't have 2 packs. Yeah. If you have 2 packs and 2 pods, they're the same. So I suppose if one of them will make you, if it's like an oral fixation thing, then I could see why you would want to do the vape. But yeah,
I'll have one, and then if anyone else is, I'm trying to say this correctly. I think we're more conscious of how our brains taking things in is bad
thoughtful.
for us. Certain things,
Yeah.
right? Especially on a regular basis. Maybe
Oh yeah.
for my age, I don't think pornography is as, not that it's cool, but like it served a purpose, you know? And it just, I don't think any people really use it anymore. At least I don't know. Reckon I don't talk like, hey, what was the last porno you saw?
I feel like OnlyFans is kind of
You know
contradictory.
what I'm
over.
saying though? I'm not saying like I don't have I've never had casual conversations about
Oh, I know. Yeah.
what you're saying, but you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like as a high school, people would always, hey, look at this magazine. Hey, look at the site and stuff, right? Reckon I understand.
Well,
If I was a
horny
kid,
high schoolers.
cool.
Yeah.
And again, this isn't. I wouldn't know if it's brought up. Reckon like porn stars were brought up all the time. They were legitimately famous.
Yeah, I mean, OnlyFans stars now are that.
Sure, I guess maybe that's it, but maybe it's just shifted in another direction.
Well, people I think do, even with hookup culture. I feel like that's actually taken. I mean, factually, there's less people in like the younger generations partaking.
You don't have to watch it because maybe somebody likes you enough.
Yeah, why I don't know. I don't know how that works, but I do know that the studies are showing that that's the case, and I do think there's something to what you're saying, Matt. Like, I feel like we're just more aware of how things done early can come back later as a problem, whereas before I think people didn't necessarily think as linearly about the future. They kind of were like living in more of the moment, frankly. And and part of that is because everything we do is recorded, so we can look back on it. So I feel like we're just more aware of the linear nature of things.
I want to make something clear. Robbery isn't cool. You should not be breaking into people's house and robbing them.
Yes.
Or the rise of ring cameras, causing that to be much harder, and still people still doing it. Baffled. It really shows if you're a criminal, there's really certain minds for certain criminals, you know?
Have you ever seen the show To Catch a Thief?
No, but I'm familiar with it.
Such a good show. Just the concept. Look it up. It was on like Discovery. These people who never took care of their house essentially would have like a loved one do an intervention, and then these two professional criminals, they like both went to jail, by the way. One for like breaking and entering, one for like some other robbery thing. And they would walk around the house, aka case it. They would look at it once, and then they would break in. And they would have the family and the host sitting in a van down the street watching on cameras as the guy, the thief that was on the show that they hired, the guy who went to jail, just broke into their house, took all their shit and left. And then they would meet them in like a parking lot somewhere with all their shit in the back of his car, and they'd be like, "Yeah, here's all your stuff. Here's how you have to keep your house safe." And then they would like do a remodel to like add like security cameras and like things like that. But it was crazy. I was like, that it was a show, and it was on for like 2 years, I think, 2 or 3 years. I recall that this was a show that was actively on to take takes a thief or to catch a thief, something like that.
Unbelievable. All right, what's a popular opinion you secretly judge people for having?
A popular opinion I judge people for having. Hmm. That's a tough one.
Good question.
Yeah. What? Okay. A popular opinion you secretly judge people for having.
I mean, you could say like someone like pineapple on a fucking pizza.
Of course.
Is that a popular opinion, though?
Yes, it is.
I said, is it? I don't know. I've
Oh,
not heard a
me.
lot of people who
I
say
like
that.
pineapple on my pizza.
Oh, there's one.
jeez.
Now you're already
There's
being
one. He
judged.
goes, there's one.
I also like mac and cheese pizza though, and y'all hate on me for it. So.
I've talked about this. The
I've
thing that
literally
came to
never
mind
had
is just the love of macaroni and cheese. Not for me.
I love Kraft mac and cheese. Love it so much.
Oh, here's one. And I don't know if it's like super popular, but it's popular enough. When someone says, "I'm not a dog person," and it's like, what does that mean? Dogs just hang out. They're not bad. They're not anything. They're neutral. They're just, living their own life. You got to walk them and stuff. It's a lot of responsibility and work. But whenever I hear someone say, "I'm not a dog person," I'm like, why do we treat that as a normal thing to say? You could say, "I don't want to take care of a dog." That's totally normal. I'm with you. Like, yeah, sometimes I don't want to take care of my dog. I have to because I have one, but I don't always want to. But the people who are just like, "Oh, nah, not a dog person." Same with cat person. I just don't hear that as often necessarily because I live in a city, but same thing. It's like, what do you mean you're not a cat person? You can just not have a cat. You don't have to have an opinion on a cat to not have one. So that I always find that weird. I kind of judge people when they say I'm not a dog or I guess cat person because I'm like, that just means you don't want one, and that's totally fine. But you're not a separate class of people. You know what I mean? You're not special.
You know what I don't like? People love to oh my god, I lost my train of thought. You know,
Well, I have another one while
yeah,
you're
if you
thinking.
do yours, I'll
And this is I've got a newfound respect for this one because of this past weekend in the storm. I used to see folks online in America make fun of the British all the time for their weather takes, right? Especially when it comes to heat. And like they'll be like, "That's not even hot. What are you guys complaining about?" Blah blah.
Hello? Ryan, we lost you.
I guess the British took his internet away.
Think of the South.
What'd you say, Ryan? You froze.
Oh, sorry. I said having now been down in the South for a snowstorm, I have to respect the infrastructure matters people when it comes to weather, and I have to push back on the folks saying making fun of the British because they don't have air condition because it's hot. If you don't have air conditionings and if your houses are super insulated for winter, it probably does really suck when it gets to be like 75 degrees. And again, I say that as someone who is currently freezing. So like I get it. Infrastructure matters. The way you build things matters. So I do think that that's a popular online opinion to make fun of the British for being hot in the summer.
I got one.
And I get it.
I came back. Popular
Okay.
opinion I have when people's like, "Oh, I don't watch TV." Bitch, yes you do. You might not watch a lot, but you will put on the screen and watch something. Get the fuck out of here. Or watching something on your
phone, yeah, YouTube. You watch something.
You watch something. You don't. There's only one. There's this one couple I know. My friends in New Haven. They truly don't have a TV. They're the most fun people to hang out with. They don't drink alcohol either. Yet they
That's
know how to
interesting.
throw a party. It's amazing, in fact. Another couple, friend Gabe and Rachel. They can stand on business. They don't watch TV. One's literally a painter, and then the other, I don't know. She I don't know. She does something that gets her a lot of money, but
That's good.
yeah. Like I hate when people say that. Like when I suggest a show, it's like, "Oh, I don't watch TV." Shut up. Yes, you do. Unless you truly go home, read a book under the candlelight. You put your head and your eyes to a screen.
Yeah, I will say I do watch TV. Me and Matt talk about TV all the time, but I don't. I will say there are days where like I'll come home and my wife will come home and yeah, like she'll read and I'll write,
Yeah.
or like we'll just hang out at the kitchen table like and talk. Like there are mornings where we won't necessarily put TV on until like whenever. So like I could see like people having like even if that was most of your week though, I feel like everyone is watching something for the most part. Like something catches your eye somewhere and you're watching it, even if it's just TikToks, you know what I mean? Like everybody has something that they watch.
That's what I'm saying. So, you know what's good, people. Okay. So, do we have any other ones? If not, the last one is what's something
Last
people
one?
say they want in dating but don't actually mean?
All right, Jose, you go first. I feel like you could lock this one in.
Threesomes.
Sorry, what was that again?
What's something people say they want in dating but don't actually mean it?
A relationship.
Ta!
I was just gonna say polyamorism or monogamy type
Yep.
things.
Or everyone's just say, "Hey, I am looking for casual when I say I'm looking for a relationship."
They want the benefits of a relationship without the title, so they don't feel guilty for going around.
Well, it sounds like you guys are actually saying the opposite. So Jose is saying they don't want a single person. It sounds like Allison was saying they do want a single person when they're saying, or Matt was saying they're saying they want something serious, but they really want something casual. And Jose is saying they want something casual, but they claim they want something serious.
I
think
was saying
both.
like polyamorism, like people want one at
Yeah.
all, like with multiple people.
And you're saying that
Or
people
open relationships.
do
Yeah,
want
open.
that?
I said that's more like it's more common nowadays. People want that, like they want open relationships so they can experiment with other people, but have the benefits of a potential relationship with multiple people.
Got you. Okay. Interesting. But they usually get that, I would assume, right? So I suppose they're not lying when they say that.
They're lying. Some people, there's two halves. Some group wants to put their eggs in different baskets, and some people believe in the old school way of putting all their eggs in one basket and see where it goes. People with all their eggs in the baskets are going to be the ones that be like, hey, I want something serious, but I want to take it slow, blah blah blah, this and that, see how things go. Well, the other one puts their eggs all in their basket, just wants one person, and it kind of feels like it progresses in somewhere. They're always the ones that technically trying to move the relationship to something, while the other one who have their eggs all in their baskets are not putting their full attention into that one relationship, but they're pulling their attention into
But they end up
others.
dating each other. So they're lying to one another, essentially. One is saying, I'm looking for something more serious than they are. One is saying, I'm willing to be more casual than I am. And
Correct.
then they both end up mad because one's going too slow, one is not paying enough attention.
Correct. And then, but then you notice that usually tends to not work out and they kind of go their separate ways, or the one that
Yeah,
has all
obviously.
try hard and it puts the girl out late. Yeah. So that's normally how it goes in a relationship. They both say they want something serious, want a committed relationship, something long term, but realistically, when you're dating, when you're talking to three people at the same time and you're not matching that same energy with that person, it tends to develop issues down the road where one is lying.
I will say a story quickly. I have to be fair. We talked about the ghosting. I won't say I accidentally ghosted this person. I wasn't talking with them.
Because it was on purpose? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'll be honest. The convo was going nowhere. There was nothing to talk about, really, right? So there were plans made. I guess I straight up forgot, which I'll admit. I'll admit to straight up forgetting there. But I didn't hear from this person for 2 weeks. A week, 2 weeks, right?
Mhm.
So they said, "Are we still on?" I didn't respond because, well, we didn't talk for all this time. So I thought it died out. So I got a response. Why are you wasting my? What is wrong with you? You could have just said. You could have just said you weren't interested. Which, yes, that's true. I'll admit that. I could have said that. But you wasted my time. What time was wasted? We didn't talk. Right?
Right. Well, yeah,
And
the
then,
time wasted would
time
require you to
tell me.
actually be
well,
spending
not
time.
necessarily. The time that's wasted is the moment where she felt like she could have scheduled something else and she kind of just didn't because she thought she was going with you, is what
was
you meant by time's wasted.
Okay, fair enough. But it was literally it was the day of, I believe.
Right.
So listen, as much as we've talked about this, no answer is an answer either. I've now accepted if I don't hear regarding a plan after 4 hours, that is the plan's done, right? Like if you and me have a plan to go to get a beer at 8 o'clock, I text you the day before, hey, we still on for 3 o'clock, and say I text at 2 in the afternoon. I don't hear from you by 6. I'm going to start making my new plans for Friday.
Yeah, right. Because otherwise, you're going to be sitting at home wishing you had done the original plans or something different, and you won't have time to do either.
Yeah, so that's what I have there. So let's wrap it up with the nuclear opinion.
Alrighty.
Hey, tell me your nuclear opinion. Tell me what is on your mind, people.
Okay. Have you guys seen the movie recently, The People We Meet on Vacation?
I have not, but I've heard of it.
Okay. So Matt, did you end up watching it or no?
I did not see it. No.
Okay.
I knew about it. It was popular. I didn't get to it yet, but I'd like to.
So basically, long story short, the thing that rubs me the wrong way about that movie, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but like the preface of the movie is like the best guy friend and the best girlfriend go on a vacation together every year, regardless if they're in like relationships or not. Like they just go solo on this vacation together, like to a different place. And like personally, to me, if I was the significant other of either of them, I would not be comfortable with that at all.
Definitely. I agree. That is a really
I'm going to have to be the asshole. I mean, if they've been doing it for years, then what would make this next year the problem? All right?
But
because
you don't know if anything happened between them or not. I'm not saying anything has, but you don't know.
Well,
like,
that's what I'm saying. If you trusted them that they didn't do anything last time, then why would you care this time?
I don't know. It rubbed
You know what
me
I
the
mean?
wrong way.
That's my thing. Is like if you're dating somebody and they say, "Oh yeah, I go on this trip every year with my best guy friend or my best, girlfriend, and it's just the two of us. We pick a new place every year." If you're hearing that story and you're not instantly thinking, "Oh, they must be boning," then why would you suddenly, once you start dating them, be like, "Whoa, what if they're boning?" Like
yeah, I think a boundary has to be
that's
set because you're
right.
older, you're Well,
Yeah, that's fair.
your sex drives are growing. You're young. You won't be as beautiful again.
So that's kind of what I mean. Like, if you knew about it, I mean, listen, if you started dating somebody, you're on like date 3, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, I won't be around the next 2 weeks. I'm going on vacation with my buddy," and it's a guy, then I mean, you can probably be like,
Buddy
"Wow,
with a
that's
six-pack.
weird." Yeah, you can be like, "Wow, that's weird." But you're also only what, 2 dates in, so realistically, you don't matter. You know what I mean? If you matter enough where you could feel some type of way about it, you almost certainly know about this arrangement. You probably even know about this arrangement like right recently after it happened. And so if the only thing that's changed in your world is that now you're officially dating, then to me, that's you being jealous. You know what I mean? Like that's you. The only thing that changed is your perception. And so I would say if you know that about the person you're trying to see and you're not okay with it, I wouldn't continue to see them because that means you don't trust them for some reason. And so I would say, why put yourself in a position where you don't trust them or you don't trust their friend or whatever? Like, your life's going to be just miserable. Even if they agree to stop doing their life's going to be miserable because you don't trust them to be alone with somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yes. But again, I think it does depend on where you're at the relationship, and we're humans, Adam and Eve.
I suppose.
All right, I want to go personally last because mine has a visual element to it. So, Alex
Okay.
and Jose, can we hear yours?
Mine is hearing everybody saying the NBA is finally going to start when the NBA sucks, the season sucks dicks no matter what, and the NBA really starts during the playoffs, and that's it.
That's what you were saying
What?
earlier,
So
Yeah,
with the bad product that sucks,
right.
people will still
It's,
watch that bad product that sucks and complain about it.
it's not like I'm gonna sit there and watch that fucking Hornets and the Wizards and be like, oh shit, NBA fucking NFL's over.
Well, it's
And
Trey
then
Young
now
on
shit's getting
Ryan's
good.
team,
yeah.
Towns team.
That's right. We got Trey Young now. Right? But yeah, I do. I mean, I don't. Yes, I don't pay any attention to the NBA until the playoffs, and even then, it's
Exactly.
passing. It's passing attention. It's
Right.
not even full attention.
Mhm.
Mine is also sports related, though. I do the college football show with Matt, and so they've discussed the new college football rules, and for the playoffs next year, and they're keeping it to 12, but they've changed the auto bid rules. So now the Power Four champions, not the top five champions, not just the top five ranked champions, but the Power Four champions get an automatic bye, as does Notre Dame, provided they finish within the top 12.
Notre Dame.
They have a Notre Dame clause to this thing.
Oh, that's gonna.
Have we not fucking learned a single thing? They're literally the worst games of the last college football playoff, all included an SEC team. And I know that Notre Dame is not an SEC team, but there's a separate issue for Notre Dame. But the only thing they changed this year, if these rules applied this year, then Miami would have been moved out. Well, that's not true. Then what's it called? Tulane would have been removed for Virginia. Notre Dame would have probably replaced JMU. So Miami, the team who was in the game against Indiana, who lost in the college football title game, would not have even been in the playoffs under these new rules. These new rules would have given Duke, sorry, and Notre Dame a spot in place of JMU and Tulane, right? And it's like, what are you doing? You're not helping the product by putting that would have put two shittier teams in over two or three better teams. It's absolutely insane. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And at some point, we have to just get rid of this committee. I don't know what replaces it. I don't know who replaces it, but it's over. This committee is ridiculous. The AP poll is even more ridiculous. At this point, I'm perfectly fine if they just do a random lottery to pick the teams.
more
Because at
confusing.
least that would make more fucking sense than the rules that they're trying to do, where they're like, we don't want the big schools. We only want the big schools, even though they're not the ones who are playing well. The whole thing is stupid. Just all of it, stupid. So that's my nuclear opinion, is F the college football playoff selection committee. They shouldn't exist. Abolish them. That's why I want abolished.
Yeah, I just wish we did off divisions or top 12 system. I mean, well, the poll system, not a poll system, but base it off of
Dude,
points.
or honestly, again, you
Yeah.
have all these bowl games that now mean nothing because nobody cares, right? And they're getting crap teams. You should just put all of the champions
And they
in the
all
playoff.
don't have players
You-
in them either.
If you win your division, you get a shot at the national title. And yeah, that means one of 4 teams is always going to win, but you give everybody a shot, gives you plenty more content. And then everybody else who's good was going to start playing the bowl games. Now we can care about the Music City Bowl again. Now we can care about the Pop. Well, I mean, we all care about the Pop-Tart Bowl. But you know what I mean? Like, we can care about those again. It's, to me, crazy. The whole system is insane, and it should be easy. It should be the easiest thing to run ever. And the fact that they can't is insane.
Cool. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Allison, what's your nuclear opinion?
She started. She had the...
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So finish strong.
So I just want to say, this is what I thought life was going to be like as an adult.
I already know what it is.
Pulling the line from the tweet, but I thought the exact same thing. All right. So this is what I thought life was going to be like when I'm a grown up. Good vibes, nice music, everybody happy playing games, football. Look at the smile, baseball, the 90s. That's what I thought this was gonna be like as an adult when I was a kid. I mean, I guess technically you could still live life like that. It's just going to cost a lot of money.
Well, that's really what it is. They never tell you how much money you need to be happy. To be honest with you, they've never once brought up how much money. Like, yeah, that's what it is. You can do all that, but you got to have a lot of money. And to get a lot of money, this is something else that kind of always just kind of skirt by. You have to work for it. You know, no one's just going to hand you that money. And so if you're spending all your time working for that money, guess what? You don't get to do any of that.
Yep. Ryan, Allison, and Jose, you did a great job as always. We'll see you back on this channel and feed on Wednesday to preview UFC 325. You'll see this crew again on Friday to talk about what's trending during the week ahead. And my name is Matt Brown. I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. Stay warm, stay safe, all the love. Have a good one, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.